It's Book Week, so to celebrate, we thought we'd take a slice of the reading life at TBGS. We had
great expectations.
We wondered if we would discover
Brave New World.
If we would have to stray
far from the madding crowd.
We thought we would never get to the
heart of the matter
and took
39 steps
around the school like
a clockwork orange.
But eventually we ignored our
Pride and Prejudice
and got to
the end of the chapter.
So here is what we discovered.
So once you've read a book, like say I just read this one, you take it to the library desk and you get a commendation and it gets put into your reading log. Every time you get a book, you move around this map. So I've read quite a few, and
when you read a book, as Thomas has said, you get a commendation and you put it into your reading log. But also you get a sticker on the front of your book and it says a name with the place on there, and when you get that one, you also move up to that.
Every year you receive a book token. The chances are you probably throw it in the bin. But how about this year? You spend it on a book. You never know. You might enjoy yourself.
How significant a work do you think it is in the
canon? I think it's often overlooked. I mean, there's all sorts of psychoanalytical readings we could force on this. You know, the cat's the id, you have the absent mother, and the two wild things that he lets out of the box, or repressed impulses that need to be safely recontained and order is restored. I think what's more significant is the cat's anarchic spirit partakes of the carnivalesque, more in the vein of the work done by Bakhtin and others. And nobody's hurt and authority is protected, and it's very, very healthy for young people.
You could argue it's quite subversive and that it's not healthy at all, because what seems to happen is that the children misbehave and then get away with it, and so in a way that absolves them of responsibility. So you could argue it's actually some kind of manifesto for irresponsibility, which again, as perhaps with the Very Hungry Caterpillar, actually is reflecting something quite unsavoury about the American culture.
It's not, because everything with the help of the cat is back as it should be, and they're quite happy having enjoyed that brief moment of release to go back to being responsible and upstanding young people.
This is a bit like America going into Iraq, behaving irresponsibly. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Now, that's a book from America, I understand, so I expect you've got some insights about this one to start.
Yes, I had a copy as a child. It turns out, in my opinion, it's actually rather an insidious text. Insidious. It's dressed up as a text that might teach us about how the natural world works, from the lifespan of a caterpillar, or might have an ecological point, but really it's about reaffirming those bourgeois values of acquisition. And I think we need to keep in mind that in the so-called enlightened 60s, this book was selling a copy nearly every minute.
So, Mrs. Ward, what is your opinion of reading?
Well, I absolutely love reading. I'm really, really passionate about it, and I think it's one of the most important and powerful skills that we acquire when we're young. It allows us to access big ideas and to question things, and and if we question things and think, then we make progress, and that's really important. I think it's often we forget that historically, literacy was not a universal right. It was kind of something that was held and protected by the rich upper classes. And you've got to think, well, why did they do that? It's that kind of stopping people thinking and making progress and challenging authority that literacy and being able to read what we want and write what we want enables us to do. And I think we should absolutely not take it for granted, and we should be passionate about reading, and devour as many books and ideas as we can, because we're able to read, and it's a really great thing.
So, sir, what's your favourite book?
Well, my favourite books tend to be historical books.
One of my favourite books, I've got lots of favourite books, obviously working in a library, but one of the ones I've really enjoyed is this one by Sebastian Fox called Human Traces.
My favourite book is Dawnbreaker by Anthony Horowitz.
I'm Liz Whitcott, and I would recommend Skullduggery Pleasant, Kingdom of the Wicked.
And this is a book called Wild Boy by Rob Lloyd-Jones. So, I've read this book called Plague by Michael Grant, and it says on the blurb, certainly it's a work about adults and normal has crashed and burned.
Well, I remember I had a favourite book last year, but I can't remember what it is this year because I've read several other books since then.
My favourite book is the geography Patterns and Change, Horse Companion.
Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
You know, I read so many books that I just can't possibly choose a favourite.